Outliers, a presentation by Reagan Sarton, Brian LeClaire, Sylvia Suarez, and Faisal Zelm. An outlier is a score that's very different from the rest of the data. Outliers can bias the mean and inflate the standard deviation, so we have to check the data for outliers. You can do that by graphing your data in a histogram or a box plot. You can also look at the z-score. When outliers are identified, there's not really a clear set of statistical tools or tests that are available to find an outlier's significance. So we have to decide whether to keep or remove the outlier. The initial temptation has always been to eliminate the outlier, but by removing it, it can have a large effect on any analysis of the data. An outlier affects the mean because the mean uses every score and is affected by every score. Outliers pull the mean towards them and therefore inflate the mean. When checking for outliers, we need to first generate a normal probability plot. The lower and upper tails of this plot can help us to determine whether we need to check for a single outlier or multiple outliers. Z-scores are used to identify possible outliers. The standardized scores give the exact location of any score in a distribution in relation to the mean. So we need to sort the data by the z-score variable so that way we can see the highest and lowest z-score variables. There are three different tests that can test for outliers. There are the Grubbs test, the Tietjen test, and the generalized extreme studentized deviate test. The Grubbs test is recommended when you're just testing for a single outlier. The Tietjen test is a generalization of the Grubbs test and is done if you're looking for more than one outlier. The last test, the generalized extreme studentized deviate test, is used when you're unsure of the number of outliers.
Hi, my name's Brian. Reagan, Faisal, Sylvia, and myself welcome you to Pasadena, California, home of the world-famous Rose Bowl. This year, Michigan State trounced all over Stanford at a sold-out crowd of 93,000 fans. The question that we bring to you in this project is, if you wanted to have a seat to attend the Rose Bowl and weren't one of the lucky ones to be able to get a ticket at face value, which was $150, how much money would you have to spend to buy a scalped ticket? Reports ranged that scalped tickets ran as much as $5,000 a ticket. Now, most of us don't have that much money to pay that amount for a scalped price. However, we could consider $5,000 to be an outlier.
Ticket scalping is when a person buys a ticket and then resells it at an inflated price, and that's an example of an outlier. If you were doing a study and your data included ticket prices and some of the ticket prices were scalped tickets, then your data could be skewed. Brian lives near the Rose Bowl, so we included that in the ticket scalping in our example.